So this is Fred and Shyam, the co-founders at Reworked, and we're getting in the habit of putting more updates out. You've seen emails that we're sending out every Thursday, and we'll also do webinars like this when there's something a bit more complicated that needs to be shared. And today we're just, I mean, I'm personally so proud and excited with this storm activity that we've incorporated into the site. All the requests have come from customers, users. Hey, what about storm? We know a lot of roofers out there do a lot of storm business. 25 was not a great year for storms, but this year is already looking pretty good. So because you requested it, we have built it. And we're also have some additional add-ons we'll be walking through. And coming in about a week or so, we're going to have our easy button. And this is a direct question from customers. How do I action? I've got the opportunities. What do I do with them? And now we've built in the ability to buy your opportunities and action and buy a direct mail campaign all in one stop. You don't have to take your file and go somewhere else and have it uploaded. You just click the button and we will implement a two-touch mailer, a mailer and a postcard that'll go out. We'll have templates for you to choose from. It'll be really simple and really user friendly. So, Shyam, you want to walk into the demo of the storm updates?
Yeah. Let me switch my tab here. Hopefully,
Yeah, we can
give
see
me a
it.
thumbs up if you.
Yeah, we
Perfect.
got it.
Okay. Awesome. So yeah, so it's an exciting update because we were at IRE. When was it? Jan of this year, and we had so many people come to us and say, this is great. When are you guys having similar capability for storm events that occurred in the recent past? And we were like, hang on, we're working on it. So we are finally, at a point where we're actually, we're able to announce that it's live on the site today. You can go in and sign in and, click on this tab on the left-hand side, which says Storm Opportunities. And the best part, Fred, do you know this? It's all free, right? What you see here, a lot of companies actually charge you. Yeah.
How are we going to make any money, Shyam, if it's free?
Well, we make money on the opportunities that we sell, but the idea here is we want to kind of democratize the actual events that have happened. There's been a lot of hard work and effort that has gone into gathering, writing algorithms to actually grab these events and create these polygons. Across, we've gone back and looked at the last 1 year, and it's constantly updated, right, on a near real-time basis. So, what you see here on this page, and for now, it's just the hail events, but we'll also soon be adding other weather events, such as wind and tornado and things like that, right? So what you see here is a page with each individual card representing a single event that has occurred. So let's, what you could also do is filter by state or county, and also by, the timeline. So we also shared, just to kind of actually, before I go into that, touching upon the algorithm a little bit, the effort that we spent on was to also ensure that we were only presenting meaningful, high confidence data to the end customer, right? What do I mean by that? What I mean is, okay, did these, are these homes, impacting at least like 100 homes and above were impacted, and hail of at least, meaningful hail size, right? 1 inch and above. So those are some of the aspects that we looked at. So, if we actually look at one of these events, so let's look at the one in Texas that happened on March 16th. About 191 opportunities are here. So what I mean by opportunities, these are homes that were impacted by hail, but not just homes that were impacted by hail, homes with bad roofs and good homeowners. So the exact same algorithm that we had. Yeah,
yes. So let's talk about this, because Shyam and I are both, we're not roofers, right? We've always said that. We've never maintained we are. But one of the key things that we've understood from storm work in the roofing industry is when someone's got a roof that's 12 years old or older, and it's been impacted by a storm, that homeowner is generally very motivated to file a claim because they know they're in the fourth quarter of the life of that roof. And older roofs tend to not fare so well in storms versus younger. And we were talking with a client this morning. He says, look, these houses that are in storm prone areas, they probably already have some damage, right? It's just, this is the trigger event. And by showcasing and highlighting the trigger and giving customers the opportunity to get to those homes and those homeowners right away, you're going to put yourself in the pole position of being able to get these re-roofs.
Yeah, and that's important, right? So, oftentimes some of the other, when we were building this and we were researching on, okay, how do we actually add value to the customer? What we noticed was customers were getting just a list of homes that were in that polygon. And that isn't, our whole motto is super efficient, super targeted. And
you took the
that
words right out of my mouth, Shyam, right? Efficient.
Yeah. And that didn't, so we wanted to build those algorithms, in accordance with our motto and, with our whole purpose of our existence. So that's what we do, right? Like the 191 opportunities are home, bad roofs, good homeowners, and in the impacted area of that particular storm. So not just that, we give those opportunities, but we also want to make it super easy for you, right? What do I mean by that? You have all these add-ons that you can just add on and have your outreach not just be targeted, but be more smart and efficient, right? So maybe, you can get estimated roof area and facets, a number of squares. So you can decide based on your job preferences, okay, I want to go after those 2,000, square foot roofs or whatever, right? So you can decide, which homes that you want to target based on your preferences. But we also give a phone number.
I mean, it helps the roofer be more specific in their outreach, right? If they're getting the estimated roof area, they could put in their direct mail a possible price to replace this roof, right? I mean, it just gives more specificity to your outreach.
Yeah, and specificity of the outreach can also be had by a Google satellite image, right? So we can just give that in the file, a URL. Our customers today already use this in the context of our retail sales, where what they do is they take that image and they put it onto the postcard or the letter or the mailer that they're sending. So, a user, a customer looking at that mailer knows, oh, wow, this is heavily personalized towards me. They actually have an image of the roof. So they know that, okay, these guys are talking their word. Yeah. Okay, so in addition, we also give phone numbers, emails, most of this at cost for us, but yeah, 7 cents per record matched and 7 cents per record matched for email. That's it. So once you hit pay, so up until this point, you've not paid $1, right? Like this is when you actually add your credit card and you hit pay. And it takes about, depending on the size of the number of records, it can take about an hour for, let's say, about 500 records. But you will have a CSV file with names, addresses, their mailing address, and any of these add-ons that you might have selected. Additionally, you get a Betty score, right? So what is a Betty score? Betty is our name of our algorithm. We score each of these properties based on multiple different attributes. Some of the examples that I stated earlier was obviously the roof condition that we get from EagleView, right? So from EagleView, we get a red, yellow, green of the roof health. This is, people often misconstrue it to roof age. It is roof age, but Fred, maybe I'll let you speak here. Like, how do you define what EagleView's roof age is?
Yeah, so I mean, age is a component, right? And because EagleView has a library of images, people often ask me, how do they know it's green? How do they know it's new? Because they've got images that they've taken twice a year for the last 20 years, and they can see, okay, that roof was having a problem. Now it doesn't. Oh, it must have been replaced. It's new, right? And then yellow is just midlife, no obvious signs. And then when you get into red, it's water pooling, significant streaking, algae growth, missing tiles, out of alignment, cracked. All the obvious signs that every roofer is going to know that there's a problem. And if a plane can see it from 6,000 feet, and this is important, EagleView is not satellite images. It's a plane. They have 125 planes. They fly all over the country every single day. So this is an image from 6,000 feet. If a plane can see it from 6,000 feet, then a roofer standing on the roof at 6 feet is going to see a whole lot more.
Yeah. So we look at the EagleView imagery. We also look at the individual home. Is that a homeowner, first of all? And their income, their age, their marital status, all of these attributes, the demographic attributes about the individual and about the property, combine that into a Berry score, and we stack rank that list we give you with the highest Berry score first, so you can have a more nuanced outreach approach, right? So for maybe scores of 75 and above, you hit them with a mailer and a phone call, and you target them with ads. And maybe with scores between 75 and 60, you do a 2-touch campaign, and 60 and below, maybe you do an SMS blast, whatever that is, right? But now you're more smarter about who you're reaching out to and the how, and not only the who and the how, but also we're arming you with information like the satellite imagery and the roof area estimate, where you can have a more personalized communication to that customer. So that's storm opportunities. Fred, anything else you want to cover here?
Yeah, I just, if there haven't been any questions that come in, but you're always welcome to book a call and we can go through this one-on-one. So don't go thinking that, if you're watching this as a replay, you can just go to Reworked.AI, book a call, you'll get a member of the team, most likely me, and then we can walk through this in more detail.
Awesome. Let me switch back to the slides here, Fred. I think we do want to cover what's coming. I know you kind of teased it at the beginning, but maybe you can give more details on exactly how this is all going to work in the context of the product, and what does that outreach look like, and why have you been putting this here?
Yeah, I mean, when we were putting this project together last year, we had discussions about this. We're like, we're not a marketing company. We're not a direct mail company. We're a machine learning, computer vision, efficiency company. But it's become so clear that to so many of our customers who are really great at installing roofs and selling roofs and servicing roofs and keeping the customer happy, that a lot of you have heard me say that we'll get you 40 yards into a 100-yard dash. Well, I kept hearing, yeah, but I need another 40 yards. Help me get the word out. What do I put in the letter? How, who do I use, right? And so we're taking the contractors another 40 yards. We're taking you 80 yards into a race, a 100-yard race. All you need to do then is handle the call that comes in from the customer, do the quote, make them happy, install the roof. So this 2-touch campaign, and Jaime's been asking some questions. We've seen the best results when you start with a letter. The reason we love a letter is because you can be specific, right? The homeowner opens it up, sees their name, maybe sees the picture of their home, says, "Dear Mr. Johnson, our records indicate, we've seen that your roof is failing." What do you mean my roof's failing? You can get all that. You get the meat in a letter. And then in 2 weeks, you hit them with a postcard. Hey, just wanted to make sure, you saw our letter. And, you can also then do texting or calling or door hanging. But these opportunities need to be nurtured. These are not leads. Don't even like the word lead. These are people that do not know their roof is failing until you reach out to them. So you've got to nurture them. You've got to educate them. You've got to help them understand why they got a letter, but their neighbor did not, right? This is not a every door direct waste of money and time that we all get in our houses because the homeowner is not in the market. So this is going to be in place, Shyam, what, in the next week or so, we're going to have this in place?
Yeah. We're close to, finishing up some testing on this, and well, you'll soon be getting an actual letter, Fred, from as part of the test, just to make sure that all of our integration with our direct mail vendors is working, and the postcard and the letter looks good. But yes, by end of next week, we should have this ready. And Fred, do you want to touch upon some of the timelines of when? Well, actually, maybe we can also talk about the job site targeting, Fed. Do you think that we can tease that as well?
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. So there'll be two aspects in our marketing. One is I've just bought 2,000 opportunities. I need help mailing them. What are the, boom, you'll be able to do that. You'll be able to pick your templates, upload your company, your logo, your name, your phone number, and then it'll all be handled and processed automatically. You'll get updates when it's printed, when it's mailed, when it's delivered. And then the other one that we're putting out right now is a neighborhood campaign, right? We're calling it the digital yard sign, right? Everybody knows the roofers put the yard sign out there. They got their trucks branded. We want that neighborhood, that the homeowners that also have bad roofs, because the ultimate trigger event is when a homeowner is looking to replace their roof. We all know that other roofs in that neighborhood need to be replaced. And so people would knock or send postcards. We're going to be able to give you 40, 50, 60 homeowners, great opportunities, bad roofs, great homeowners in that geographic area. And when you order material, that'll be the trigger for this mail campaign to go out. And that'll go out with a first-class letter, and that will arrive before or when you're starting that roof. And it's gonna be able to say, hey, Mrs. Johnson, we're doing a re-roof on Maine and Spruce, and we saw that your roof was also facing a problem, and we'd love to come over and talk to you. It's not on every door direct. It's another opportunity in that neighborhood. So even with 30 to 40 mailers, you're still going to see, we've done tests on this, you're still going to see 2 to 3 new roof jobs come out of that because you're there and you're local. And then maybe when they go to walk the dog that evening, they're going to go swing by to see the work that you're doing. Say, wow, it's a really nice job. They did a good job. I should call these guys. So yeah, that'll be coming out very soon as well.
Yeah, lots of exciting things coming up in the pipeline. The team's keeping busy. Actually, maybe we take a moment to thank all of our users and supporters who are not just cheering on, but giving us all this super crucial feedback on what they need to be more successful. And we're just here to help you guys with that and build the product that you all love, that we love.
I'm just answering.
Where we get in.
Yeah, Moises, I'm just looking at the question. Moises says, don't ever do exclusive. And we agree. However, if you, Moises, purchase 10,000 in some area, you wouldn't want your competitor to come right behind you and buy those same 10,000. So when you buy that amount, we take them off the shelf for a period of time. So on 10,000, I think it's 3 months. You buy 500, you get 30 days. You buy 1,000, it's 45 days. So we're giving you the opportunity to go out and convert them before we would think about selling it to everybody else. We really think that's important, that you get the first crack at it versus showing up when we've sold it 7 times. That's just not who we are. So the other thing that I just want to share with everybody that's taken the time to join, we know that your time is valuable. We know that whether you're having lunch or breakfast. So for everybody that showed up with this live event, we're going to put 200 free roofing opportunities in your account as a thank you, right? Maybe instead of buying 1,000 now, you buy 1,200. Maybe just add them on top. But we'll have the list of everybody that was here, and we genuinely appreciate your time, your feedback, and we're always willing to talk and always love to hear feedback. So, but we're going to say thank you by putting those 200 free credits in your account. So thank you. Yes, Moises, we're always thinking of the contractor, right? The contractor. That's our customer. And, it's so difficult out there. I mean, just like we were talking this morning, Moises, it's a roofing contractor's, it's got a lot of headwind right now. It's interest rates are up. The economy's in a bit of a mess. And so we just want to give as much opportunities, as much good things to the contractors as possible so they can be successful. Because when they're successful, when all of you are successful, you're going to come back and buy more, and you're going to come back and buy more. And then you can, get things from EagleView, who is our collaborator partner on this product, and who we're so thankful for everything that they've done and who they are as a company. So, I would be remiss if I didn't put a shout out to EagleView as well.
Awesome.
So we wanted to keep it short, 20 minutes, easy peasy, pepper and squeezy, as my kids would like to say. Don't be afraid to reach out, book a call, and look for those credits coming into your account soon, and keep those ideas flowing, please.
Thanks, everybody, for joining.
Thank you, everybody.